obviously a heck of a game. Guys, go ahead.
Coach DeJounte had another big fourth quarter and overtime period. He's had some big ones during this stretch, this 4-game win stretch. Can you just talk about what he's been doing well?
Yeah, before I talk about what he did on the offensive end, having to chase Steph Curry around the whole night, we were able to give him a little more help after he got hot, but that takes a toll on you. So for him to be able to do what he did late, when he attacks the rim, he's able to get, to spots and rise up. I think with his length and his release, it's really difficult to guard. And, those spurts, too, have been really timely, whether it's the game winners or, as you mentioned, when it's late, they were started to hit on Trey. And, that's where, it's difficult to guard DJ in space and try to provide him as much court as possible where he can beat you off the dribble, and he's been shooting the ball well all year from three, but we know how effective he can be, at the rim and also in the mid-range. They talk about a guy being able to score at all three levels, and that's what he can do.
And as for Trey, it seems like he relishes these kinds of moments, the back and forth with him and Steph Curry, just coming down clutch in the end. Can you talk about what you see from him and his competitiveness in those moments?
Yeah, he took another big charge. I talk about that, I know, but I think those are significant plays. And, his ability to get to the rim and keep you on your heels. And then, he's been really confident from the three. So, between those two guys, we become a difficult team to guard when they both have it going.
Coach, you have two starting quality bigs with Onyeka and Quinn. When they're both successful like they were in the paint tonight, what goes into the decision-making of deciding who closes?
Yeah, that's always, difficult. The way their rotations are, starting Clint. Usually O's played, a significant stretch of minutes, coming in early in the first or the third and then playing, for a long stretch. So, as you know, we've finished with both of them. And, there's games where, I thought they were both terrific. So it becomes really, really difficult. I think, O had so much life tonight, and, Golden State was small, and we were cross-matching, and he was guarding a wing. But more than that, it's hard to talk about one without talking about the other. But I thought, Onyeka's rebounding late in the game. He was crashing the offensive glass, but on the defensive glass, it seemed like he just gobbled them up. And earlier in the game, I thought some of those long rebounds, they were able to get. If they get those, a lot of times it ends up in a three. So, him being able to secure those rebounds, and it seemed like when he didn't get it, JJ got it. So it was giving them only one shot is a huge part of playing them.
Coach, just to piggyback off of that, I believe it was 58 points in the paint last night, 72 points in the paint tonight. Going against two teams back-to-back who like to shoot the three a lot. Mm-hmm. Just your dominance in the paint when, that's a two, but they're shooting threes. But just to kind of maintain and enforce that dominance in the paint, you have to be happy with the back-to-back games.
Yeah, and shooting the three actually helps you get in the paint, because you're able to create spacing. And, we talked about Trey and DJ getting by. JJ's able to do that as well. And I thought he did a really good job tonight of being under control when he got in there. Made some passes out and finished some, made some passes to the rim, threw a couple lobs. So, it was something we talked about. We talked about it at timeouts. Just felt like if we could get in there, good things would happen, and we were able to do that.
Coach, Jonathan Kuminga has been on a crazy scoring stretch. I think the past 7 games, he scored above 20 points. He gave us a lot of trouble when we matched up in Golden State. And that's the type of archetype we typically struggle against. So what do you think worked particularly well tonight, holding him to just 16 points?
I think, guys that were on him, we had a few different matchups on him, but primarily JJ Hunt guarded him some too. And I thought we did a better job of not giving ground, and keeping our feet. When we were there, he was driving the ball so effectively, and he's so strong that he's able to create space. And I thought our guys did a better job of just leveling him off and not giving ground. And we also kept our feet, a number of times when he's shot faking and he steps around you, we didn't stand up and we didn't go for those fakes, and that was a big part of it as well.
Night 2 of a back-to-back is often times when you can see your team get heavy legs, but for you guys to go into that overtime period, go on that 11-0 run to start it and finish this one out strong, what did you see from your team just from that endurance perspective?
Well, they were on a back-to-back too, so maybe we were both moving slow. I don't know. I thought both teams, really competed. And I think sometimes, it's why you don't accept, the fatigue component, because I think there was a lot of adrenaline out there tonight as well. We'll probably feel it a little bit tomorrow.
Over here. 3 games, 3 big wins against Western Conference foes. What's the energy in the locker room as you're continuously making the push to get to 500 and over 500 eventually?
Well, we're making a push to continue to play well, and I think that's when you play well, you've got a better chance to win. And we've had some guys individually that have had, high-level games for us as well. And I think our effort defensively, it's hard to say that when Steph Curry does what he did, but those weren't easy baskets. It's difficult to contain him when you're fighting through 2-3 screens. And if he has, some of those shots were contested from behind, some of them were contested, with our bigs. And then you start standing up and he drives by you. But I thought collectively our defense, there was a focus, and especially late. You could kind of feel our guys come together defensively late.
Coach, I know it's one game at a time, but you win 1, you win 2, you win 3. Suddenly you got a streak. If you could just comment.
3 a streak?
Yeah, well, 4's a streak.
4's a streak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you tell me, what's a streak? How you feeling?
I don't believe in streaks. I believe in playing well, and if we could have a streak, I don't know where that number is, but I like to win, and our guys do too. So if we keep doing some of the things we're doing, hopefully we can win a few more. Thanks, Coach. Okay. Thanks.